Okay, so before we get started, you need this page from your packet, and I want you to go ahead and split the chart in half, and I want you to just draw a line and make Megan on one side and Xander on the other. Go ahead and get 3 colors again if you can, and words, thoughts, and actions are what we are going to be labeling on here with our colors. And I'm going to start off by reading the story, and we're going to highlight together the words, thoughts, and actions that show Megan's traits, okay? So we're looking for clues to show us Megan's character traits. So I'm going to go ahead and read, and we're going to look for those while we read. So, Xander is joining the science club, Janice said. Megan sighed. She liked the science club, but now that with Xander there, she wasn't sure she'd speak up anymore. Xander always had to be the science expert, and he always had to show how smart he was. So here are some of her thoughts so far. She wasn't sure she's going to speak anymore because she feels like Xander's kind of a know-it-all. That afternoon, the science club held its first meeting. Janice read the year's topics out loud, and of course, Xander followed with new facts for each topic. When he tried to sound like a college professor, his words buzzed like a bug in Megan's ears. So those are her thoughts. So a bug is annoying. She kind of feels like he's really annoying with what he's saying. After the meeting, the club members walked out together talking about soccer practice. Megan noticed that the annoying buzzing had stopped. She looked at Xander. He walked silently along with his head down. "What's up, Xander?" Megan asked. So she's noticing. So I'm going to take my pink. She's noticing that the annoying buzzing that she usually describes Xander talking stopped. And she goes ahead and she actually goes and asks him what's going on. She's noticing that his head is down. He says, "Oh, I've just never played any sports before," he said. "Sometimes I'd like to, though," he added softly. Megan paused. Could everybody be unsure sometime? Even Xander? She thought. "Let's play some soccer later," she offered, tossing him a ball. "I'm a pretty good coach." So she's wondering to herself, she's thinking, wow, maybe other people are unsure about different things too. Xander seems to be such a know-it-all about science, but when it comes to sports, he's not really super confident. So she makes a choice. She's offering to help him learn how to play soccer, even though just before earlier in the story, she was talking about describing him as an annoying bug with the way that he talks about science and how much it irritates her. So those are some of the things that we notice about Megan. So what your next step is going to be to put some clues here. So these are all our clues about Megan. And what kind of character traits do you think that shows she has? Personally, to me, what stands out about Megan right here is that she's really thoughtful and understanding. She's taking the time right here to consider Xander as a person, not just as that annoying bug that buzzes in her ears during science club. She's really taking time to feel empathy for him. So that shows that she's really friendly and a good friend. So I want you to go ahead now and fill out with our clues and pick out some character traits that you think Megan has. All right, now go ahead and you might want to go through with a different color now to go ahead and pick out some clues about Xander, okay? So let's go ahead and look at I'm going to read the story again, and I want you to highlight things that you think support Xander's character traits. Xander is joining the science club, Janice said. Megan sighed. She liked the science club, but now with Xander there, she wasn't sure she'd speak up anymore. Xander always had to be the science expert, and he always had to show how smart he was. Okay, so it looks like he wants to be a science expert and show how smart he is. Okay, that afternoon, the science club held its first meeting. Janice read the year's topics aloud, and, of course, Xander followed with new facts for every topic. Okay, so he follows with new facts for every topic. When he tried to sound like a college professor, his words buzzed like a bug in Megan's ears. So he's trying to sound like a college professor. After the meeting, the club members walked out together, talking about soccer practice. Megan noticed that the annoying buzzing had stopped. She looked at Xander. He walked silently along with his head down. So that's an action that tells us about him. "What's up, Xander?" Megan asked. "Oh, I've just never played any sports before," he said. "Sometimes I'd like to, though," he added softly. That tells us something about him. Megan paused. Could everyone be unsure sometime? Even Xander, she thought. "Let's play some soccer later," she offered, tossing him a ball. "I'm a pretty good coach." Okay, so I want you to use some of the clues that you found in the story to pick out some traits for Xander. Okay, now that you've done that, I want you to think about one of the traits you chose for Xander. I want you now to go ahead and write me a paragraph about Xander's character trait and how the story supports that. So, for example, if you wanted to say that he is really energetic, okay? There's not really any proof for that in the story, but if you wanted to say he's really energetic, you could say in your paragraph, "I think Xander is really energetic because in the story, Xander," and give me some proof from the text. That's all you need to do with that, okay? So go ahead and finish that up and send me a picture of your work, and you're good to go.